The world in which we live, as you well know, is geographically one. And now we are challenged to make this world one in terms of brotherhood, one in terms of peace. Through our scientific and technological genius, we have made of this world a neighborhood. And now through our moral and ethical commitment, we must make of it a brotherhood. We must all learn to live together as brothers, or we will all perish together as fools. No individual can live alone. No nation can live alone. Let us rise up tonight with a greater readiness. Let us stand with a greater determination. And let us move on in these powerful days, these days of challenge, to make America what it ought to be. We have an opportunity to make America a better nation.
Thank you all for gathering here on this wonderful day to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and to support the City of Tempe's 27th Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Diversity Awards. My name is Rabani Furqan, and I serve as the chair of the Tempe Human Relations Commission. We are here to celebrate us, our community, our shared values, and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'd now like to invite Vice Mayor Doreen Garlett to the stage for our land acknowledgement.
Before each council meeting, we have a land acknowledgement that we read, and it's recognizing the indigenous people who inherited the land or who have the land that we are sitting on right now. And it's important for us to make that land acknowledgement and honor the deep roots and the continuing presence of the O'odham and the Peepash in this community. So what we did is we reached out to the Indigenous Arts Collective, Hikiu, and asked them to partner with us to put this together. And so what we were able to do is we have Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community who is part of this. And then we also have the bird singing and dancing by the river dancers are in this. So we're going to play that for you, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And thank you so much.
We acknowledge that Tempe lies on the ancestral land of the native peoples who have lived here since time immemorial. The ancestral land of the O'odham and Peepash stretches far beyond the boundaries of our city. The landscape is sacred to them, embodying cultural values that are integral to their identity and way of life. The O'odham and Peepash continue to maintain a deep spiritual connection to this land. We embrace the responsibility of caring for these places and vow to uphold this commitment in all our actions.
For 27 years, this gathering has brought Tempe together. It's a chance for us to pause and reflect. At a time when many people are feeling divided or unsettled, this moment reminds us of what brings us together: dignity, equity, and care for one another. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership helped drive some of the most significant social changes in our nation's history. Here in Tempe, we honor his legacy by recognizing the people in our own community who continue that work. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce a remarkable leader whose vision, dedication continue to shape our future here in Tempe, Mayor Corey Woods.
Well, good morning, everyone. So I love coming to this event each and every year. It's a chance to slow down, be together, and remember why this work truly matters. I'm grateful to the Human Relations Commission for continuing to lead this effort to Sandra Bassett and her band Tech Rider for setting the tone this morning, and to everyone who shows up in this room for the city of Tempe throughout the entire year. So earlier today, we watched a new land acknowledgement video created in partnership with local indigenous art collective HeyQ. What I appreciate most about that video is that it reminds us of why Tempe is part of a story that's much older and greater than all of us. A story that's shaped by the O'odham and the Peeposh people long before we called this place Tempe. When we acknowledge that truth, it grounds us. And it reminds us that the choices we make today become part of that longer story. That idea is especially important as we gather to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the people in our community who carry that legacy forward. In Tempe, diversity, equity, and inclusion are not just an office or a program. They are a value. They guide how we listen, how we plan for the future, and how we respond when our community needs us. Inclusion is built into how this city works. That value shows up most clearly when people have a voice. So this year, Tempe added 2 youth seats to the Human Relations Commission, positions held by our high school students who live here. I know, first of all, looking at Councilmember Hodge, that's going to be, her most favorite thing today, probably. So, and of course, those high school students, they want to be involved in their local government. When young people have a voice at the table, they make better decisions, and we make better decisions. We're a city that's also shaped by people from all over the world. More than 34 languages are spoken right here in the city of Tempe. People come here to study, to work, to raise families, and to build lives together. That diversity is one of our greatest strengths, and it's one of the reasons people choose to be here. That's why we launched a pilot program to test out instant translation devices in a handful of public-facing city departments. These devices offer secure communications, so people who don't speak English as their native language can fully participate in the governance process or even just pay their water bill. When we design a city that empowers more people to participate, everyone benefits. So one of the clearest ways that you can see that value in action is through accessibility. We are currently in not the first, not the second, but the 3rd phase of Tempe's ADA transition plan. And that work touches nearly every part of our daily lives. Over the last year, 28 intersections across the city have been improved with 129 new ramps, pedestrian buttons, and other accessibility features, including work connected to projects like the Mill Avenue Refresh, Smith Road, and the 8th Street and Country Club multi-use paths. That work also includes removing trip hazards, upgrading playgrounds, improving restrooms, adding accessible water bottle filling stations, and beginning long overdue ADA renovations at Tempe City Hall. This work is tangible because when you make a city more accessible for someone who uses a wheelchair, you also make it safer for a parent pushing a stroller, a senior using a walker, or a child riding a bike. ADA work is one of the most visible examples of diversity, equity, and inclusion in action. And it only works because it's a shared effort across the entire city. Our values show up most clearly when they're tested. So last October 13th to be exact, a powerful microburst damaged more than 1,000 homes and impacted more than 80 businesses, many of them owned or occupied by people with the least amount of resources to recover on their own. But in the immediate aftermath of the storm, we heard the same stories again and again. Neighbors helping neighbors. People cutting down fallen trees, moving debris, and even most importantly, just simply checking on each other. Our community didn't wait. And so through the Tempe Needs You campaign, residents dug deep into their own pockets to help their neighbors facing hardship, and in a few short weeks raised over $24,000 to help. And organizations like Team Rubicon showed up quickly, bringing volunteers who helped families tarp roofs, remove debris, and begin to recover. And most importantly, at no cost to those who needed this help most. People showed up because, quite simply, that's what this community does. But we also need to be honest that hate crimes still happen and that reporting them isn't always easy. So to help strengthen connection and solidarity in our community, Tempe partnered with community members to redesign the webpage for reporting hate crimes, recognizing that fear, hesitation, and past experiences shape whether people feel safe coming forward. The goal was clear. Let's create a process that invites people in, recognizes fear, respects dignity, and makes it easier to report crimes and access support. So you're going to see a QR code that's going to be shared this morning that links directly to that page, so people know where to turn and what support is available here in Tempe. We also helped to launch a new restorative justice program focused on young adults, offering an opportunity to take accountability, learn and move forward without being pulled deeper into the criminal justice system. These efforts reflect a belief that safety and compassion are strongest when they work together. All of this brings us to why we are here this morning: to honor people as well as organizations whose work reflects these collective shared values. This year's awardees remind us of what inclusion looks like in actual practice. We honor leaders who expand access and opportunity, like Ashley Maddox in Peer Solutions, who elevate youth voice, remove barriers, and invest in futures that might otherwise be overlooked. We celebrate perseverance and excellence through pioneers like Billy Harris and educators like Dr. Felicia Durden, whose work ensures that history, opportunity, and learning remain open to all. We recognize the power of dignity and connection through the work of Shrivanya Jonlagdada. I almost got that right. My apologies. Whose storytelling reminds us that homelessness is a human experience that deserves both empathy and understanding. And we honor service and solidarity through Team Rubicon, whose experience after the microburst reflected the very best of who we are as a community. So if you want to know what diversity, equity, and inclusion looks like here in Tempe, just take a look at the people who are honoring here today. So as we all know, there's a lot happening around us. It's a time when communities across the country are being asked to step back from values that they once held. But here in Tempe, as I said last year, we haven't changed. You know why? Because we know who we are. We know what we value. And we know that the strength of this city comes from being welcoming, inclusive, and grounded in respect and dignity for everyone who calls us home or is simply here to visit. People come here because of those values. And if we were to abandon them, we would no longer be the Tempe that we all know and love. So when Dr. King spoke about the beloved community, he wasn't describing something in the abstract. He was describing a responsibility, one that requires courage, compassion, and consistent action. It's work that asks us to listen, to show up and to care for one another, even when it's difficult. That's the work that we continue in Tempe. And it's work made possible by the people in this room. And of course, by the people that we're honoring today. So on behalf of myself and the entire city council and all of our city leadership, we want to thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for carrying Dr. King's legacy forward. And thank you for helping build a Tempe where everyone belongs. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today, Michael D. Long II. Michael is a native of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where his life in faith and ministry began at an early age. From childhood, he was immersed in the life of the church through music, service, and leadership, experiences that shaped his lifelong call to ministry. Formed first within the Black Baptist church tradition, Michael's faith journey has continued to grow and expand, leading him to pastoral leadership within the United Methodist Church. Michael currently serves as an associate pastor at Day Spring United Methodist Church, where he has been in the ministry for the past 2.5 years. His work includes preaching, pastoral care, and community engagement with a focus on uplifting the church, strengthening the surrounding community, and helping others find freedom spiritually, socially, and in their everyday lives. He is actively involved in partnerships with the Borderlands Produce Rescue, supporting ministries that address food insecurity while promoting dignity, justice, and collective care. He holds an associate degree in funeral service from Commonwealth Institute of Funeral Service, a bachelor's degree from the University of Central Oklahoma, and a master of divinity from Elite School of Theology. He's a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, grounding his leadership in the fraternity's commitment to leadership, excellence, and achievement in every field of human endeavor. Michael brings together pastoral presence, theological depth, and creative leadership in his work. He's especially committed to preaching and teaching in ways that encourage hope, foster belonging, and invite people into lives marked by freedom, compassion, and purpose. He currently lives in Chandler, Arizona, where he shares life and love with his partner, Daz, and is a proud father of his daughter, Corey, who continues to inspire him in life and ministry. Please join me in welcome Michael D. Long.
Good morning, Tempe. How are we feeling this morning? Good, good. It is truly an honor to be with you all this morning. I would love to begin by thanking the organizers of this gathering, the City of Tempe, the Human Relations Commission, and I'll thank Mayor Woods. Thank you for creating a space where diversity, equity, and inclusion are not just words, but commitments. And thank each of you for being here this morning. Go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause. I want to take a moment just to acknowledge my church community, Day Spring United Methodist Church, here in Tempe, a community I am blessed and honored to serve. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for accepting me, all of me, from day one, as we strive together to make God's world more sustainable, peaceful, just, compassionate, and inclusive. To my daughter, Corey, who could not be here with us this morning, I love you, big girl. And to the love of my life, Daz, thank you for traveling this road with me as we tackle this thing called life. And I would be remiss if I did not, in greetings, if they are in the room or not, my brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, I say yo, as we continue to strive in every field of human endeavor. I stand here today filled with gratitude, honor, Black boy joy, hope, love, and liberation. I stand here today on the shoulders of the ancestors who paved the way for such a time as this. And so as I start each sermon, I am not going to preach, I promise. But you know what they say when you give a preacher a microphone. I'll start by saying this: let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. As we gather this morning to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., let us not remember his dream while forgetting his discipline, nor quote his poetry while softening his courage. King did not believe nonviolence was a passive act. He called it a powerful moral force which makes for social transformation. We are living in a time when rights are being stripped and rewritten, when cruelty is marked as strength, when truth is blurred, when Christianity is trying to be co-opted by white supremacist nationalism, when communities are afraid to come outside for fear of not returning home, and when the most vulnerable among us are treated as expendable. In such a moment, King's vision calls us back to a better way, a way that confronts injustice without becoming unjust, a way that checks systems in love with authority, boldness, and moral clarity, a way inspired by Jesus, who showed us that real power does not dominate, but liberates, does not destroy, but transforms. When I think about the beloved community, I think about my own experience growing up in the Black Baptist tradition. I think about the long days and nights in the pews. I'm reminded of vacation Bible schools, choirs singing praises, the usher boards on their posts, making sure everyone had what they needed. That was community. That was the place I learned how to pray, how to cry, how to put my whole heart in God's hands, the place that gave me tools not just to survive this world, but to thrive in this world. That's also where I learned to speak in public, reciting those infamous Easter speeches, because if you know, you know, which helped me today find my voice. Like Dr. King, it was the church that taught me how to have hope, how to trust a power bigger than myself, how to let the Spirit guide me even when it wasn't popular. And I always knew when I walked through those doors that I would be enveloped in love. And I must say, we can't talk about the Black church tradition and not talk about those Dr. King fans that were in every pew. Those fans wasn't just there to cool you down. No, no, no. I believe they were there to remind us of the sweat, the labor, the sacrifice, but also the excellence that Dr. King brought to all of us. As Dr. King wrote in his 1957 essay, Pilgrimage to Nonviolence, the Christian doctrine of love, operating through the Gandhian method of nonviolence, is one of the most powerful and potent weapons available to oppress people in their struggle for freedom. King's journey into nonviolence was not automatic. In 1950, while a student at Crozer, he heard Dr. Mordecai Johnson speak about Gandhi. Gandhi's philosophy gave King the method he had been searching for, a method that he could use. When the help and guidance of the openly gay pacifist, master organizer, and friend, Bayard Rustin and others, King chose not to carry a gun or surround himself with armed guards, even after his home was bombed. Through suffering, protest, and prayer, nonviolence became the guiding light of the movement. Christ furnished the spirit, Gandhi furnished the method. In 1958, King was stabbed while signing books in Harlem. It was then visionary theologian, mystic, and civil rights pioneer Howard Thurman who came to see him while in the hospital. There, Thurman didn't bring about another strategy meeting or speech. He brought permission. He told King to step away from the movement for just a minute, to rest his body and his mind with healing detachment. Because Thurman could see what the movement was doing to him. He could see the toll, and he knew that if King didn't rest, the work would consume him before the work could be completed. That time away became holy ground. It gave King space to breathe again, to clear his mind, to remember who he was beyond the pressure, beyond the danger, beyond the headlines. Thurman understood something our culture still struggles with today. Rest is not retreat. Rest is resistance. Rest is holy work. Rest is how you keep your soul alive when the world keeps asking for more than you have to give. And if I'm being honest, sometimes resistance still looks like that today. Sometimes it looks like stepping away from the front lines, turning up that music, putting your feet up, maybe even learning a new line dance. I know Boots on the Ground was one of the most popular. Sometimes the most nonviolent thing you can do is refuse to let the chaos steal your joy, your breath, or your humanity. And when the rest is done, you get up and you get back in the fight. King held on to Thurman's wisdom so deeply that during the Montgomery bus boycott, he was often seen carrying a little book by Thurman, Jesus and the Disinherited. Thurman had taught him something that shaped the whole movement, that Jesus under empire, that the gospel is not neutral, and that love is not just something we feel, it is a survival strategy for the oppressed. And that's where the movement gives us legs today. The future does not begin with systems, it begins with people. The theme this year is It Starts With Me, Mission Still Possible. But this is not just a theme. No, this is a blueprint. A blueprint that is active. Active when students speak up. Active when the teacher refuses to give up. Active when the nonprofit worker keeps showing up. Active when the business owner chooses integrity. Active when the spiritual institutions open their doors wider. Beloved, King was jailed, threatened, doubted, and criticized from every direction. And yet, he kept choosing nonviolence. Not just, again, as a strategy, but as a discipleship. He warned us about the dangers of the moderate middle, those who preferred order over transformation, comfort over challenges. He reminded us that hatred multiplies hatred, violence multiplies violence, and only light drives out darkness. Tempe, will you be the light today? Will you be the light in your faith communities, helping them become more inclusive? Will you be the light that raises against systems that try to invade our neighborhoods with fear? Will you be the light that stands and says the mission is still possible? We choose nonviolence. We build the beloved community. We show up even when our hands are shaking and fear is high. I want you to do something we did in the Baptist tradition. I want you to turn to your neighbors and say, it starts with me. It starts with me. Come on, you can do it. It starts with me. See, that took me back for just a moment. It starts with us. It starts with us. The field has changed. The players have become a little dirtier. The rules, well, they've been thrown out the window. But the goal is still the same. And the movement of nonviolence does not move forward by accident or happenstance. Dr. King's legacy lives in us, in our rising, in our resting, in our choosing love again and again. This is our moment, Tempe, because the mission is still possible. May you lead with courage in your chest, love in your hands, and hope in your steps. And may this city be known as a place that chose the hard work of love and the holy work of justice for such a time as this. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for that incredibly powerful speech. Your insights, passion, and dedication to social justice and education are truly inspiring. We are all so grateful for the wisdom you shared with us today and for the work that you continue to do to shape more equitable and an inclusive world. Thank you again for your time, your brilliance, and your unwavering commitment to making a difference here in Tempe. The MLK Diversity Awards were created by the Tempe Human Relations Commissions to honor those individuals, organizations, and businesses in Tempe that have demonstrated a commitment to celebrating diversity and inclusion in Tempe. Today, we will present diversity awards to individuals and groups in 4 different categories: individual adult, individual youth, education, and community organization. The first recipient of the individual adult category is Ashley Maddox. Ashley Maddox is a student leader at Arizona State University, majoring in biomedical services and enrolled in the Accelerated 3-in-1 Master of Public Policy program. Ashley has developed initiatives and partnerships and expand access and opportunity for historically underrepresented communities. As president of the Black Medical Student Association, she led the organization to multiple awards for equity-centered programming and organized ASU's first student-led pre-health fair, intentionally held in the evening to remove access barriers. The event served more than 150 students and 40 organizations and has since been institutionalized due to its impact. Ashley also serves as the co-chair of the Student Health Advisory Board, advocating for improved mental health resources, preventative care access, and culturally responsive health communication for ASU's 74,000 students. Please join me in congratulating Ashley Maddox. Our next individual adult winner is Billy Harris. Billy Harris, often referred to as the Jackie Robinson of softball, was a trailblazer in professional women's softball. She began her career in 1948 with the Tucson Sunshine Girls, a dominant team that won multiple state championships. Over 370 games, Harris recorded 264 hits, scored 123 runs, and drove in 59 runs. As a pitcher, she threw 70 no-hitters, including 4 perfect games. I have a few more things to say about her. A left-handed pitcher known for her control and speed, she was also a fast and strategic base runner, earning recognition for her bunt and run style of play. Despite her success, Harris endured racism during an era of segregation and was often the only Black woman on her teams. She also faced the financial challenges common to women athletes at the time. Billy played competitive softball for 6 decades, retiring at the age of 74. Her legacy is honored through inductions into the Arizona Sports Hall of Fame, Pima County Sports Hall of Fame, Tucson Softball Hall of Fame, ASA Softball Hall of Fame, and the USA Senior Softball Hall of Fame. Please join me in congratulations to Billy Harris. Our next category honors the next generation of leaders, our Individual Youth Award. The winner of our Individual Youth category is Trivania Janalagada. Trivania Janalagada exemplifies a deep commitment to diversity and justice through her ongoing work with Stories of the Street, a storytelling project led by her and the street medicine team that amplifies the voices of individuals experiencing homelessness across Tempe and the greater Phoenix area. Through Stories of the Street, Trivania and her team have collected dozens of narratives and photographs that reveal not only hardship, but also hope, resilience, dignity, and compassion and purpose. For Trivania, these stories are not statistics, they're reminders that homelessness can happen to anyone. She believes that the only way to dismantle stereotypes is to allow that the community to meet these individuals through storytelling. Please join me in congratulating Trivania Janalagada. The next award category is education. The winner in the education category is Dr. Felicia Durden. Dr. Felicia Durden is an accomplished educator and educational leader with more than 20 years of experience across K-12 and higher education. She holds a doctorate of education in educational leadership, a master's degree in curriculum and instruction, and a bachelor's degree in English literature. Dr. Durden has taught at every level from kindergarten through college and has served in a wide range of leadership roles, including Title I specialist, reading recovery teacher, principal, director of reading and writing, associate superintendent at the Arizona Department of Education, and executive director of student services at ASU Preparatory Academy. She currently serves as the executive director of the Arizona Association for the Education of Young Children, where she leads statewide efforts to advance high-quality early childhood education, strengthen the early childhood workforce, and support collaboration among educators, families, community partners, and policymakers. A passionate advocate for literacy, equity, and leadership development, Dr. Durden is the author of multiple educational books and a lifelong learner committed to preparing educators to deliver high-quality instruction for students. She is also a long-standing member of the Tempe History Museum's African American Advisory Committee and the facilitator of its African American Advisory Committee book club, which fosters dialogue, shared learning, and community connection. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Felicia Durden. One final category of the morning is community organization. The first recipient in the community organization category is Peer Solutions. Peer Solutions is committed to ending and preventing the pre-birth to prison pipeline by addressing the root causes of harm before they begin. Through their youth-led, trauma-informed primary prevention programs, they empower youth and partner with families, schools, and local organizations to build strong, supportive communities. Peer Solutions does not turn any youth or student away based on age, social economic background, disability, gender identity, and sexual orientation, or any other factor. They care about the diverse youth in the city of Tempe and want the youth that they serve to thrive. Please give a round of applause to Peer Solutions. Our next community organization winner is Team Rubicon. Team Rubicon is a veteran-led humanitarian organization that serves global communities before, during, and after disasters and crises. Their vision is to support humanity and build resilience for vulnerable communities across the world. When the October microburst hit Tempe, it impacted people with the least the most. Lori Enright, member of Team Rubicon, Tempe local, and United States Air Force veteran, called her contacts at Team Rubicon and within days of the microburst pulled together 30 volunteers to come to Tempe to help with debris cleanup for free. Team Rubicon chopped up fallen trees, tarped roofs, and removed debris from over 30 Tempe families who were unable to afford those services or were physically unable to do the work themselves. One final congratulations to all of our 2026 MLK Diversity Awards winners, and let's do another round of applause for Team Rubicon. As we continue to close of today's program, let us carry with us the powerful words, lessons, and energy we've experienced. Let us remember that the work of creating a just, inclusive, and compassionate world is never finished. It's a continuous journey that we all must walk together. Each of us have a role to play, and as Dr. King reminded us, the time is always right to do what is right. So let's leave here inspired, determined, and ready to make a difference in our communities, in our nation, and in our world. Thank you all for being a part of this incredible day, And let's keep the spirit of unity and justice alive in everything that we do. Thank you.